speaking of Mario, I did also get to play something else while I was because I was like dead set on forcing myself to work on my Dragon Ball video. I've been
Mm,
working on that for way too long, had to get it out, but periodically I was allowing myself to kind of play something. So like every now and then I would let myself kind of play, and I decided to play Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, the like dual pack on
hmm
the Switch. And I mentioned to Phoenix prior to us recording, but I think it definitely is recency bias. But I think this was my favorite, maybe Mario experience I've had, or I don't want to say ever, but definitely recently. This is probably my favorite Mario experience in a bit. I mean, I enjoyed many different aspects of it, and I only played it by myself, so it's not even like I'm playing, with multiple people. But I liked the diversity in each levels. I liked basically all of the different boss battles for the most part. I mean, yeah, they were some of them were a lot of them were pretty repetitive, but I feel like I was just looking for something like you probably know this, but like occasionally you look for something that is pleasing and that is casual. And I feel like
hmm
that's what I was going for. As I was looking at my I was just like because Mario games tend to be well, some of them tend to be a little easier, and
Right.
I don't know. I was looking for something that I could just blast through and chill about, because I think I was stressing over finishing Dragon Ball,
Oh,
so I
I
was looking
can.
for some.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
understand that. I was kind of doing the same thing. Like, besides, was it Superstars? I also kind of got back into playing what was like Pokemon Let's Go, just because for the same reason
Hmm.
it was casual, not stressful, easy going kind of stuff,
Hmm.
nostalgic. So that's probably the same kind of feelings you were having about going into this one.
Yeah, and I was just looking for something that would like I don't know, turn my brain off and just kind of run around and be Mario.
hmm
Everyone wants to be Mario, right?
Oh yeah, I'd rather be
But I don't
Luigi.
know.
Just saying.
How long has it been since you played this one?
Well, okay, well, I played the Bowser's Fury pretty much when it came out. The actual 3D World part I played back when it was still on the Wii U, and I played all the way through it back then. And I mean, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it was my favorite Mario, at least not at the time. I'd have to really go back and play it to see if I'd still feel that way, but I enjoyed it. And that was when it had co-op, right? You could play like four people
Which
with
one,
it.
Bowser's Fury,
No, no,
or the other one?
3D World.
Yeah, 3D World. You could play up to four, I think.
Yeah, and I did that for a while with I don't know if it was my nephews. I know it's some buddies over when we played the
Hmm.
co-op. So that was fun. I mean, I enjoyed the game. It had good level design. There were some I think cool moments or levels in it. I just don't think I could say it's my favorite Mario. But why do you think it's your favorite?
Well, I, I don't know. I feel like I feel like my opinion is very recency biased. So I immediately think I'm immediately willing to take that back. I think for
You're too
recent,
easy, Chaz. Come on, stand up for it. Fight for it. Fight for that opinion.
well, it's hard to fight. I'm like after thinking about it, it's hard to really fight for that opinion because I do feel like the base game for 3D World, now that I think about it, was kind of formulaic. It definitely followed a lot of the same things of a Mario game. So I guess then you would start getting into the idea of like, does a better version of an old game, does just because it looks better, does it make it better? I mean, it still had like you would go through each level and there was to be a castle at the end of the level. You
hmm
play that level. I mean, I guess the only thing for me that I'm trying to think of what really helps it stick out from previous Mario games, I would say some of the Bowser like car battles
hmm
mixed in were kind of cool at the end of the castles.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
But even those are I don't know. I wouldn't say revolutionary. I mean, you kind of just dodge and you hit Bowser while he's driving his car.
I'm not saying it has
Um,
to be the most innovative thing in the world. That's not what I'm getting at. I mean, you can love the game for what it is. If you feel like maybe it perfected certain things or had just really good level design. I'm not saying it had to, be this grand new expansive thing. I'm just, I'm curious what you really liked about it. I
yeah.
have heard people, like I know when they re-released this, I heard people kind of chiming off on forums saying that, yeah, I think 3D World's the best Mario, and they were kind of revisiting it, and they're like, yeah, that just confirmed it for me. So I'm not saying there aren't people out there that share that opinion. I don't necessarily, but I'm not trying to invalidate yours.
Well, what I guess what I like the most is the diversity in the levels.
Mm,
That was probably my favorite aspect. But I mean, now that I think about it, like saying diversity in levels when it comes to Mario is not a new. idea. I mean, that's like what Mario is built upon
Hmm.
is, incredible. Oh, here's a water level. Here's ice. Here's all sorts of things. And I don't know. I liked it. Was the cat form, was this the game that built that, or was that
Yeah.
already in previous games? That
To my
was?
knowledge, that's the first time it had come out.
Okay. I mean, I guess that would be a major point to bring up is that the game kind of revolved around that.
Hmm.
Like the whole boss. Oh no, think about it. The boss battle where Mario or Bowser turns or uses the cat bell is kind of cool
Geez,
because you're.
spoilers, man. No, just
Oh well,
kidding. If
come
everybody
on.
hasn't played this game, it's like probably what 8 years old now, and
If
you're
anyone's
probably not going to.
never played a Mario game, you beat Bowser at the
Yeah,
end.
but not necessarily in cat form. Come on. No, just
uh, he's what would you call him? Would you call him Catzer? Catzers? I don't know.
Catzers. Okay.
Catzer?
Sure. Yeah, we'll
Bowser?
go
I
with
don't know.
that.
I don't know what's his cat form called.
Oh, I got nothing for you.
No, but yeah. I mean, it's hard for me to give my opinion on Bowser's Fury because I haven't played that much of it. I'd say I
Hmm.
maybe four. I know I just beat the because there's like islands that spring up after each time
Yeah.
you beat Bowser and his. I still don't quite know yet what Bowser is. I'm assuming he is. I don't know. I've seen some of the painted Mario's running around that are from Super Mario Sunshine, and aren't those generally a Bowser child or something?
Oh man, I'm trying. No, well, I'm trying. It's not the same as it was in Sunshine.
The
I'm.
goop he's made out of, or whatever's taking over hold of him, is not.
It's different. I can't remember exactly. I
You
played
must have.
Bowser's Fury, but it was now probably a year ago, so I don't remember the specifics of it.
Hmm.
I do wish, like, I mean, okay, so I agree that 3D World was a solid, like, I almost want to say more traditional style Mario. As far as like you have a level, you complete it, get to the flagpole, move on. But I really liked the Bowser Fury stuff. Like when the game
Hmm.
re-released, I didn't go back and play all of 3D World. I kind of just touched base on a few levels. I spent my time in Bowser's Fury, and I was very impressed with that for the most part.
Really? Hmm.
Like I think I asked you this prior. You didn't play a huge amount of Odyssey, did you?
I didn't get far. I got maybe 4 hours in, which
Okay.
that's not that much.
Well, so am kind of on middle standing with Odyssey. I really like the gameplay of it, and some of the little worlds are really good, but overall, that's not my favorite game either. I mean, solid from a gameplay perspective, but maybe it's the leveling structure of it just didn't really do it for me. I wish it would have went a little bit further with it. Bowser's Fury kind of feels like the advancement of that. This actually feels like an open world Mario. Not saying that everything is just better because it's open world, but it actually worked really well here. You still have very diverse segments as you move around this environment,
Hmm.
but they had a bunch of fun little challenges, a bunch of secrets kind of hidden throughout. You get to kind of backtrack once you kind of learn new skills or unlock things. Like, I don't know, I liked the way that world was laid out. It was relatively compact, but honestly, it felt like a good length for this. I mean, it felt like an experiment, is really what it was.
Hmm.
And I would really hope that if they do Odyssey 2 or whatever, it's kind of built upon the core of what Bowser's Fury is a little bit. Do you have any B roll for that? I just want to kind of look at it again.
Oh, for Bowser's Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it right here. I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if I just don't like 3D, or I don't want to say 3D, but like I wonder if I don't like open world Mario
You
as
like the more
much.
level specific
I think I
ones.
like the more level specific, which I guess you could say that goes for a lot of the older ones too, because like I liked Sunshine, but Sunshine is not my favorite. I feel
Hmm.
like Sunshine was just an interesting ideal, and it hit on like the GameCube, which I don't know. I feel like that was just a prime reason to get a GameCube, and that's just what a lot of people were playing.
Hmm.
But Sunshine is definitely not my favorite. I feel like the only one I have a super fondness for would be Super Mario 64. Um, but yeah, I wonder if maybe I just don't like as much the open worldness. I kind of like you were saying, the structured, maybe side view, 2D form of Mario, maybe more. I don't know.
Okay. I would really recommend check out Bowser's Fury and see if that changes because it plays different than like an Odyssey kind of
I'm
thing.
playing it. I'm just not very far.
Yeah. Because I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on what my preferable kind of Mario style is. Like as far as the like traditional side scroller ones, I think my issue is my favorite side scroller Mario's are the OG ones. I mean, I
Like
grew up with
three or
those.
something.
Mario
Yeah.
3 and Super Mario World are probably my favorite. I always lean towards Super Mario World, but the argument for 3 being better is very, very valid. Both those are my faves. And even though like they do a lot of newer kind of revisions of that with 3D World and whatnot, they never really seem to me to match up to the old school ones. That's probably a lot of nostalgia. I don't
Hmm.
know. I feel like they kind of lack some character. I think it's part of the issue. These newer kind of level based ones, I feel like they have a lot of callbacks and throwbacks to those older style Mario's, but I don't know, something about them just seems less charming. Maybe it's the art style they go with, just kind of looks
Well, that would
too, I don't know.
that would make sense why you like the open worldness more because, like you said, the 2D aspect ones um are so I can't they're so I what's the word? I can't think of the
Iconic? What are
word.
you thinking?
Iconic. That's what I was thinking.
Maybe, and I said it's definitely
It's hard to
nostalgic.
live up to those if you try to
To
recreate it.
me, the side scroller kind of level based Mario was perfected by back then.
Hmm.
Not saying that the new ones don't have a lot to offer in the level design. Like I've enjoyed 3D World and what else has been in that realm? They have like the new Super Mario Brother games and stuff like that. They all are fun. They all offer some cool gameplay mechanics, but they just I don't know. They don't hook me. They feel like a retread in some way, shape, or form.
Hmm.
That's probably not fair. So for at least modern Mario's, I lean towards the 3D because they feel like they are doing something very different. Odyssey felt almost I don't know. It wasn't different enough. I know people love Odyssey for various reasons. They more because of the gameplay, but I don't know. Bowser's Fury felt almost more like a Mario 64 because you kind of have like a more open, expansive area to kind of move between, almost like a hub world, if that makes sense. But it's not. Everything's just kind of fully connected. I don't know. I really appreciated what Bowser's Fury did, so I'll kind of leave it at that since I
Yeah,
don't want to go on for an hour about it. But play that. Try to play it all the way through. I think
yeah,
you might surprise yourself with how much you like that one. And if not, then maybe the 3D ones truly aren't for you.
yeah. I do wonder like it's something that I've been noticing since I've been streaming and doing all sorts of YouTube stuff is it is much harder for me to finish a game when I'm not recording, when I'm not streaming or something.
Mm.
I don't know why. You get the creative bug, and it's just like all of us, like I've told you, but like now all of a sudden it's like I want to record everything I'm doing. I want to put everything on here, and it's like I was actually surprised I finished 3D World.
Mm.
And I guess another thought I just had is a reason why it might be pretty high up there for me is not necessarily the game itself, but it might be more of just I'm sure you know this, but like I feel like maybe a timing when you play a game can
Mm.
mean a lot as to like your
Oh yeah.
experience. Like if you're playing something that you're not like super invested in or you don't have a lot of time to put into it, that can affect your experience. But like the fact that I was, working on the Dragon Ball video and trying not to let myself play something, but I was kind of playing something on the side and I was looking for something casual. I mean, it could be I liked it just because that's what I was looking for. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It wasn't
Scratch
like
that
I
itch
was.
kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. That's an interesting, idea. Maybe,
Yeah.
like when you play a game is almost as important as the game you play.
Yeah, no, well, I think here's the thing: games and how much you enjoy them is subjective. I mean, there is an objective argument you can make about quality aspects of a game and whatnot, but even that doesn't lead to your enjoyment of a game. You could have
Hmm.
an objectively mediocre game and still love it because you played it at a certain time in your life where just I don't know, it checked all the right boxes, or you're in a certain mindset. Like there are games that I played back in the 360 days, which I know are probably not the best games, but I love them because I was just in a different place in my life then. They connected to me
Hmm.
differently. So, and that's the beauty of games. They connect with you because they immerse or you immerse yourselves in them as much as you, or more so than you can immerse yourself. I think into other forms of media. They kind of wrap
Yeah.
up parts of your life into these games. So,
Hmm.
I'm sure that is probably very much the case. This probably just was really satisfying because it checked off the right box right now for you at this point what you're doing, and made it very favorable.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's like, when God of War Ragnarok or whatever the next big 50-hour game, because when it comes out, you know, that may not be the experience that a college student who's like desperately, frantically needing to work on a college paper, that same week it comes out. So I don't know, someone who may even be excited for it if that game comes out the week someone's desperately doing something, I could imagine that would affect their joy of playing that game. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like on a similar kind of vein, so not so much Ragnarok, but I've mentioned this now on this podcast forever. I've been dying to play
Oh,
that
Horizon.
Horizon game.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: like, if I went back, 10 years ago, I would have been dying to play that the moment it came out. I would have enjoyed every moment of it, just soaked it in. The hype would have got me through, and all that kind of stuff. Nowadays, though, like, I look at that game, and it's daunting. Like, the first game, I think it was like a 60-hour game, which not the longest game, not a short game either. So I'm now going into the sequel thinking, okay, this is gonna be 60 hours of my life, and right now that takes the enjoyment out of it for me, trying to just anticipate that. I think I loved the first game so much because I did not play it when it first came out. It was years after I had the Game of the Year editions, I had all the DLC, and I'm like, I've got a little bit of time, I'm just gonna hop into this. And I let myself just kind of get soaked into it. I didn't feel like it was this daunting task. My life kind of fit right at that moment to play that kind of game, and it worked out really well. But if I try to play the second game right now, with as daunting as it feels and everything else going on, I doubt I would enjoy it, even though it probably is a very, very good game. At a different point in my life, I'd probably enjoy it more. So that's kind of why I keep putting it off.
Yeah, it's really good. I think that's why it's a good thing for you to keep pushing it off until you just wait till you have that 3-day period, or maybe a week period.
I need more than 3 days. Like, that's my thing. For a game like that, I gotta soak it in, and
a week. Yeah. It would suck, you're all busy, and you're like periodically playing a game, but you're also thinking about what other things you have to do. I mean, I can get that.
Yeah, for me, I think that's the point I got to with certain games. I felt pressured to play these big games when they came out because I want to be part of the water cooler kind of discussion and whatnot. So I would fight through these long, or whatever the big hyped up game is, during busy spots in my life. And I mean, I enjoyed them because many of them were solid games, but I didn't enjoy them I don't look back as fondly on them. I think part of it is because I felt rushed to have to go through them. So but I'll get off that topic. I know we've been on this for a little bit, but yeah, the time of your life that you play a game can make a big difference in your enjoyment.